Hi, I'm Milesy, and today I just want to do a very quick video on PCStitch and DMC's new colors. And by the new colors, I mean the ones that came out like 4 years ago. Apparently, they are not actually mapped in PCStitch 10. I'm not sure about 11, but they are definitely not in 10. And I know that 10 is one that a lot of people still use. I still use it, so I want to show you how to put those colors into PCStitch, because that's 16 colors you may have that you might not even realize you're not using. So the first thing you actually need to do is not in PCStitch, but in your image editor of choice. I like paint.net. It's a nice easy one. Is you want to get a picture of the floss that you're using. And in this case, we're able to get ourselves a listing photo, so the colors are going to be fairly accurate, but you can always go in and adjust them a little bit more. And we might even want to make them a little bit darker and lower the contrast a little bit just to get more even colors throughout, because this is how we're going to teach PCStitch what colors to map to. So there we go. And then over here on your color palette, you want to make sure that you've selected more. And that gives us the RGB values, the hexadecimal, hue, saturation, and value, and your alpha channel. We really only want the RGB. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our color picker up here, the little eyedrop tool, and we're just going to kind of pick somewhere in the mid-tone. We don't want anything that's too bright, nothing too dark. And we're going to look at the RGB, and those are the values that you're going to want to select. Now I'm going to save you this step, and I've actually spent about 2 hours fiddling with all of this on my own. I'm going to put all of these values down in a link below, so you don't have to do this step. This is just so that you know how to do it in the future if you have a brand of floss that you like that isn't mapped to PCStitch, because there are plenty of brands out there and not all of them are in there. So once you have that, we're going to go into PCStitch. And you don't need to have a canvas open or anything. You can just go into Enhancements and Floss Editor. And that gives us this big, huge, scary thing. And we have our floss list for DMC stranded cotton. And it has all of the other ones in here, but we're working with DMC. And you can sort it by all your different ways, your floss ID, description, color, and your list style, color and ID, color only, color ID, and description. Let's just stick with the default. And now we have these little buttons. You can delete the list. I'm not going to click it because I don't know if it has a confirmation dialog and I don't want to find out. We have edit mappings, and this takes our DMC stranded cotton and we can convert it to, say, Anchor. And that gives us the equivalents that Anchor has, and they're not going to have everything, especially not the newer ones, but we have that. We can put it to JP coats and see what they have. Not a lot, but we don't need to do this. The list properties just tells us about the floss that we're using. It's DMC stranded cotton. The short description is DMC cotton. DMC is the list key. How long is the skein? How many strands per skein? And is it a floss or is it a bead? We don't need that. Or you can create a brand new list and put all of that information in there individually. And you can even take an existing list that is already in here and start off with that and just edit it as you go. But we don't need that, so let's cancel. So we have our floss color over here. And this may not even be entirely accurate because I don't have the floss in front of me, which is one thing you'll want to do. That way you know for sure how well the color matches, but we'll just say that this is what we want. And we'll come in here to our floss editor and hit Add New Floss. And the description is whatever color the floss happens to be, so yellow. The manufacturer ID is, we'll just say 123, because this is not a real floss that we're doing, because I've already got this inputted into the thing. Now we're going to hit change color and take these RGB values that we have, and we'll even move this off to the side and bring you over here. And we just know that we need 233 That's going to go away every time I click. 213 and 63. And then we hit OK, and there we go. And ordinarily you would hit OK. I'm not saving this because I already have it in the system, so I'm going to hit cancel. But when you hit OK, it's going to come down here, and I'm pretty sure that was 38.89. We can change the floss and see how close we actually were on that. So 232. So yeah, I was pretty close actually on just my guess there for what I figured out. But I spent about 2 hours trying to figure this out because the other day I realized it's not in here, and I don't know why. So, but hopefully this helps a lot of you out. I didn't even notice this, and I've been using PCStitch for years. So I can't imagine how many other people haven't noticed this. So make sure that you check the link in the description down below so that you can get all of the floss mappings that I've already spent all the time on. That way you don't have to do the work and you can just get right into using these colors that for some reason aren't here. But I hope you found this video informative. Please put any of your comments, questions, whatever, down in the comments below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. But for now, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!